Hi guys, Veggie Gamer back, and finally we are back to my top 16 Danganronpa. Danganronpa 1 character list, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, to put it in the worst possible way possible. VEGGIEKNIGHTS, thank you so much for the support the last one. I was really interested in seeing all your lists of who you really like and who you don't like. I know that mine was quite controversial, but then again, some of yours were very controversial as well. There's a certain character that will be getting to on this list, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, who I could not believe was number 16 for so many people. But we'll get to him in a bit, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. But either way, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, thank you all so much for participating. If you have not seen part 1, definitely go check out first VEGGIEKNIGHTS, because like I say, you may be surprised that certain characters aren't on this half of the list, but yes, we all have different opinions. I love every single character in Danganronpa 1, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. I think that's fair to say. And that's what's so good about it, is the fact that you do like all these characters so much. It's going to be interesting to do the Danganronpa 2 list once we get to the point where we can do that. Before we get started, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, everybody to say, let's say 150 likes, that'd be wonderful. Let's get on with Veggie Gamers. Now top 8 Danganronpa. List. Why did I hurt my putting it so badly? It's the top 8 favourite characters from Danganronpa 1. Let's get straight into it with number 8. A very significant character. It's Junko, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. Now, I got to preface this. If I was including if this was Monokuma / Junko, I think Monokuma would probably have to be at the top of everyone's list because he's such an iconic character. But this is just specifically Junko, the Junko that we see at the tail end of the game. Obviously, she's not in it that much, so it's kind of unfair for her to be in this list. But then again, Makuru's in this list, guys, and so I think it's fair. I really do, obviously, love Junko. She's a brilliant character. The reason why she's at 8 and not higher in the list is because I do feel, obviously her wackiness and her different personalities and everything were absolutely amazing. I feel that scene, because she's really only in one scene technically, it goes on for so bloody long, and it really does. I know that it's meant to be the last trial, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be by far the longest. And yeah, it's like when you're breaking down what each trial was about and everything like that, it just went on a little bit much. But obviously her vast, different personalities were amazing. At first I thought she was actually going to be English, which would have blown my mind. But yeah, Junko, guys, obviously one of the most iconic characters, probably the only character that I knew about before playing Danganronpa 1. I knew of, because of Yandere Simulator and the hair being in it, but yeah, Junko, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, awesome character, probably higher up on other people's lists. Let me know in the comments.
Danganronpa.
Now this is a tough one. This list is about the game specifically. I think that if I was going to take the anime into account as well, I think that this character would be higher up, because quite frankly, I think that she is better done in the anime, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. It is Toko, the person who I was so sure was going to die first, to the point where everyone was like saying, hey Veggie, go and spend free time with Junko. When I first had the choice to do free time, I actually told VEGGIEKNIGHTS, okay, I will, but I'm really sure that Toko's about to die. And so I hung out with Toko first. Obviously that didn't go particularly well. I think she said she was blinded by my balls or something. I can't remember what she said. She said she was blinded. But yes, Toko, guys. Adorable's probably the wrong word. There is something adorable about it, guys. Obviously she has very low self-esteem, and that's something which I think a lot of people are not attracted to. That's completely the wrong bloody term, Veggie. You feel sorry for them. And obviously, even though she's bloody nasty to people, she's like one of the rudest people, if not the rudest person in the game. Maybe up there with Byakuya, who apparently I'm still saying the name wrong. But in the anime, guys, she is so much better. She is actually, Toko is okay. Genocide, as she's called in the Japanese dub of the anime, is amazing. To the point where it's almost a bit too far. I have criticised Danganronpa 2 for its characters being a bit too freaking insane, but Genocide Jack in the anime is ridiculous, guys. I'm pretty sure. I don't think this was in the game, but where Bayakura drinks the bottle of what appears to be poison, and Genocide Jack replies like saying, "Senpai, quickly throw up all over me, please," or something like that. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. There is one scene which I can't post it because it'll probably get claimed. Anime companies are like that, but okay, it's during the 5th trial when they're trying to break into the headmaster's office, and Makoto's just looking at the door, and he turns around, and Genocide Jack is running down the hall towards him. I literally had to pause the anime and calm myself down because I was laughing so much at the noises she makes. Like, doesn't matter. Toko, Genocide Jack, awesome character. Like I say, I was so sure she was going to die first, and in the anime, she's even better. Danganronpa. This is the one which I was like, wow, I didn't expect this guy to be so unpopular, guys. It's Captain Frizz, or Yasuhiro, I should say. I try to work out what it is that you guys don't like about it. Obviously, he is an absolute schmuck. He does do very immoral things in the game, guys. He tries to take out what he defends himself against what he thinks is an attacking Sakura. You got to look at it like that. He is a coward, of course. The reason why he's so high up for me is because he's an absolute freaking moron. And by the end of the game, even more than Toko, I could not believe that Yasuhiro survived the entire thing. I think I heard recently that originally he was meant to die first, and that kind of makes sense, because if you're going to have a psychic in a situation where people are plotting against each other, that's a pretty good power to have, but, you know, he ended up surviving the entire game. I still can't quite get over that. Obviously, he's a very funny character. I did find hanging out with him quite boring, to be honest. I expected it to be more entertaining, although I think I only hung out with him a couple of times. But yeah, Yasuhiro, wonderful hair, of course. And I guess there isn't much else to say about him. He is a schmuck. He's one of the most schmucky characters in the game. He's not the biggest schmuck. Just looking through the list. I guess Hifumi's a pretty big schmuck as well, literally and figuratively. Yeah. Captain Frizz, guys, let me know your reasons. I mean, like, it's very possible that he just had to, he had that 16 slot and he just happened to be left over. But yeah, I like him, guys. And it's the fact that he survived, which I just respect him for that, because we all know he should have been long dead long ago. Danganronpa. Guys, we are live, and I think that this one will surprise a lot of you, because obviously you know that I really did like this character in the game, and you'd probably be surprised that they're at number 5, but I will try and explain why the other ones are higher. It's juicy, guys. Hina, isn't it? It's Hina. I should start calling her Hina Vignites. I really liked her her energy and positiveness, and she was very naive, but she was also calling out other people for being naive, which I kind of really liked about her as well. Obviously, I like her design, but let's not even go into that. Like I say, I feel bad about calling her juicy now, because the thing that I like the most about her is the Sakura trial, because it's so freaking heartbreaking. In fact, when it comes to the anime, I have my opinions about the anime, guys. I've aired those several times. But that episode, the trial of Sakura, I have watched so many times now since. It is absolutely brilliant, and I just feel so absolutely terrible for Hina, and what she's trying to do is terrible. Like, really bad. Like, worse than, like, just trying to escape, because, like, you know, Sayaka, in a way, is more moral than what Hina is doing. But you can still see why she's doing it, because she's so upset about losing her best friend. I really like that, guys. I was so happy that she survived to the end. Again, I think that she was one of the characters which I really was thinking wasn't going to make it. Yeah, I think a lot of you would have thought that she would be probably at number 2 on my list. Like I say, I will try and justify the rest, but I absolutely adore her, guys. Yeah, great character. Hina, not juicy. I should really start calling her that. Danganronpa. We are in the VEGGIEKNIGHTS. Now, I know that this character is absolutely the favourite by a lot of people. Even whilst playing the game, I was questioning, saying, okay, I can hang out with this character. They don't particularly interest me, but they seem to be very popular in the chat, so I'll go and hang out with them. It is a posthumous thing, VEGGIEKNIGHTS, and after it happened, it basically ruined my week, guys. It genuinely did. It is Chihiro / Alter Ego. We're going to combine them in the same thing. Chihiro, guys, like I say, like, I hung out with her, and I was like, okay, she seems interesting enough, very low confidence and stuff, kind of like Toko, but in a very different way. But it is what you find out about her after she dies. And you'll notice I do say her a lot, VEGGIEKNIGHTS. It's the Mondo philosophy of, no, Chihiro didn't want that secret about her to be revealed, and so we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a couple of spaces, don't worry. But guys, yes, Chihiro, absolutely adorable character. You just feel absolutely terrible for her, and even more than Mondo. In fact, I see much more than Mondo. I can really see a lot of kanji in her. Now, that might sound a bit odd, but if you've played Persona 4 and actually understood Kanji's what's going on in his head, they are actually strikingly similar characters, guys. They really are. It may look like at the opposite end of the spectrum, but it really isn't. They are dealing with a very similar situation. She's absolutely adorable, guys. There's not much else I can really say about, yeah, because I can't spoil Persona 4. But yes, Chihiro, either way, her secret is exposed after her death, and it's the sort of situation where you just wish that you could have spoken to them and told them it was alright, but it's too late. Let's move on before I start bawling.
Danganronpa.
I know many people, not only Stutter Guy is their favourite character in Danganronpa. I believe it's Stutter Guy's favourite character. I'm pretty sure that's right. It's Sakura, guys. She's freaking awesome. She was awesome throughout, in fact. It's with Chihiro, like I say, it only really struck me how good a character it was after the fact. But Sakura, throughout the game, is awesome. It's not overplayed about the fact that she looks quite masculine. Obviously, there's a couple of moments where, like, Taka, says, when Hina and Sakura spent the night together, and Taka's like, I'm having a man and a girl and a boy sleep in the same room, and at night is completely inappropriate. And she said, but I'm a girl. And he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That sort of thing is very underplayed. Obviously, when I first reacted to seeing all the characters, I was like, whoa, who the heck is this? She's got to be the most striking character of everyone, even more than Celeste, and that's saying something, guys. But yes, Sakura, morally the strongest moral character in the game, guys. I would say even more than Makoto, seriously. Even more than Kayako. But she's betraying them from the start, though. But she's not, though. Monokuma does specifically say that Sakura was meant to kill first, be the first one to kill. Which she wasn't, obviously. She was being blackmailed, though, and she didn't go through with Monokuma's plan. And obviously, she gave the ultimate sacrifice, guys, to stop the infighting. She gave her life. I still do think that's a bit. It doesn't quite add up, but at the same time, it's an anime. It doesn't need to make 100% gospel sense. She's a brilliant character, guys. Like I say, the most moral character in the game. I honestly do think that. If you think that I'm incorrect there, let me know in the comments, guys. But she knows that she's the strongest, and she knows that she can make a difference by doing what she did, and she had no qualms in doing it. So she's freaking awesome, obviously. Obviously, that is the last female character on my list, guys. Obviously, the reasons for that is obviously, you know that I really like a couple of other characters, and also I hate women.
Danganronpa.
Controversy! How could this character be above the previous two, guys? Who is? I mean, we all know who my number one was going to be from the frickin' start. So number two, guys, Mondo. Yes, Mondo. The absolute nutcase, the guy who takes out Chihiro. Oh my god, it's so upsetting, guys. I actually only watched that episode once of the anime. I actually can't watch it again. like I said during the Chihiro thing, when that all came out and after the trial and everything, it played on my mind for the entire week between playing Danganronpa. Justifying Mondo being this high up on the list is tough. He's a funny character. He actually does have a very strict moral code as well. I'm not defending what he did in any way, of course, but it was a momentary madness where he didn't know what he was doing. In fact, I think he said that he didn't even remember hitting her. Chihiro. I guess it's feeling sorry for him again. It really is. I feel terrible for him. Obviously, ultra aggressive masculine characters in things are very often villainized, but I do think that we actually get to see the more human side of, you know, him not wanting to be like that, but him being it anyway. And yeah, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And you gotta admit, guys, he is a very moral character throughout the game. He is saying how he hates people that are rude to women or like aggressive to women or something like that. That's actually something which he says several times. I don't think it's in the anime at all. I don't think. But in the game, there are instances where he's like, say, how the hell can someone do that to a woman? Or like, if someone did that to a woman, I would kick their butt or something like that. He keeps making this point, and which is why, obviously, when we find out what happened, it's even more distressing for him. Chihiro chose Mondo as the person to open up to. Obviously, that was probably a bad choice in Chihiro's side, but maybe it was that aspect of her feeling safer around Mondo because he was saying all this stuff, and Mondo freaking snapping and feeling insecure about his own strength, which comes back to not really like kanji. Like I say, Chihiro is more like kanji, guys. If you play Persona 4, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah. I really liked the character, guys. I think I called him Viper Boy when I first saw him because he looked like a snake. Because of his hair, but that was just an optical illusion. Shut up, Veggie. Yes, Mondo, guys. Awesome character. I feel terrible for him. I really do. And I'm probably one of the only people to have him so high up on the list, but maybe it's the dude aspect of it. Obviously, I'm able to relate to male characters more than female characters in things, and I think that actually makes a big difference in a lot of people's lists. I think that characters like Celeste and I was going to say Sayaka, but probably not. Celeste definitely is going to have a boost when it comes to female fans of the game. I think maybe that's unfair, but yes. Everyone's got their own opinion for Nights. Mondo, number 2 for me. Like I say, we all knew that number 1 is going to be who it is. Let's move on to it.
Danganronpa.
This is not a twist ending, Veggie Knights. We all knew from the start that Taka was going to be at the top of my list. I freaking love him, guys. If you look at my favorite characters from other games, obviously Persona, and other games like that, I do really like the funnier characters in it, but it's not just the fact that he's funny, guys. I see a lot of him in me. I really do. It's that aspect of he thinks he knows what's right, and often he is right. Often he is very right. He's actually a very intelligent guy, and if people had followed what he'd said, maybe some people wouldn't have died. But he has a very like strict morality, and he can't see beyond it. He can't understand why anyone would, like, say, turn up for a meeting late or do anything immoral. He's a very, very clean cut, this is the way to live, and because of that, he looks like a moron often. And that I really like that, guys. I do see a lot of him where he's just trying to do what's right, and by doing so, he just looks like an absolute clown. That's really what I like him, guys. He's obviously a very extreme character. I didn't expect him to survive the whole thing from the very start. Obviously, sadly he had victim written all over him. I mean, just the way the other characters talk to him, it's very like, this guy's loser is probably the wrong term, but he's extremely gullible. I mean, one of the funniest bits in Danganronpa, the first game, it is where, like, everyone's called into the hall and everyone's like, oh god, what's going to happen, and then it cuts to a shot of Taka doing exercises in front of Monokuma and everyone just look at him like, what the hell is he doing? I love him, guys. I really love him. A funny character. A tragic character, obviously, when he loses Mondo. That's a good point, actually. I didn't even talk about the Mondo relationship with him in the Mondo part, but yeah. That whole very, like, masculine but not in a bad way. It seems like whenever any people use the term masculine, it seems to be in a very negative sense right now. But, like, in that sort of, like, masculine buddy friend sort of style, the fact that we never find out who actually won the competition, I'm guessing they just switched they just both left at the same time. But yeah, the fact that they bonded through hardship like that, he's freaking awesome, guys. I absolutely adore Taka. I don't know. I think there are a few people who really like Taka. As in, like, it's their favourite character. But for me, that is the definition of the sort of character that I really like, guys. A bit of humour, but with a real sense of... I guess I would say that he's fairly similar to Junko from Persona 3. I've got to mention Persona at least 15 times every video for next. Where he is this very ridiculous, silly character, but he has a really sad backstory and also what happens to him in the events of Persona 3. Yeah. Taka was always going to win, guys. I can't wait to start my second list. Obviously, at the start of Danganronpa 2, I actually asked everyone in the chat to, like, type in who they think my favourite character would be before I actually even saw them. So once I finish Danganronpa 2, I can go and check out and see that list. I'll be interested to see who everyone thinks I was going to like. But yeah, guys, let me know your lists if you haven't already in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Sorry, this one's probably quite a long one. I mean, it's because these are my favourite characters. I really wanted to go into more detail, but yes. Let me know your list in the comments, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'm VEGGIEKNIGHTS, and I'll see you next time.